Yeah, that's the good stuff. Who needs a Chemex, right? Hey everyone, Chris of Coalition Gaming here, and we're back with another video. This time we're going to be hitting you with a 560 Ti in 2018. How good does it stack up? Is it still competitive? Is it worth even buying? Stay with me after the jump. Let's find out. You know what? Let's get right into the benchmarks. GTA 5, running the canned benchmark, everything as low as possible. Average between 30-40 FPS, which was not bad actually. Did surprisingly better than I would imagine. It's got a 1GB VRAM buffer, so it was a bit limiting in this title. We'll talk about that more a little bit later, but it still did surprisingly well. Overwatch, on its lowest preset, had an average FPS of 106.8 and a 1% low of 53.1, which means it played very well, very fluidly, and a 0.1% low of 9.3. Man, that average FPS and 1% low, that's crazy. I mean, esports title designed to run on a wide range of hardware, but man, this is something else, that's for sure. Onwards to BF1 on the low preset. Average FPS on that was 37.6, 1% low was 23.3, and the 0.1% low was 13.3. Now, I actually thought BF1 was going to do a little bit better than I expected. It did a little bit worse, but in the end, it still didn't do terribly. Its 1GB VRAM buffer was more or less pegged, but it didn't seem to be holding it back too much. So the card just needed more horsepower. Also, we have Rainbow Six Siege, which did pretty well in its own right. And then finally, PUBG on the very low preset, and this one surprised me the most. Average FPS was 52.9, 1% low. This is crazy, 30.4 on the 1% low. 0.1% low is 9.4, that's more expected. But the 1% low being 30.4, that means that even running on the very lowest of presets on this one, that game was maintaining fluidity, I guess you could say. 30 FPS and up is what most people would consider playable at all times, and this card managed that, and the average FPS on it wasn't too bad for very low. So, I mean, it's something. So there you have it with the benchmarks. And honestly, I have to say, the 560 Ti did a lot better than I thought it would do. The 1GB frame buffer on it, though, did end up being a limiting factor. But you know, it is what it is, I guess, on these older cards, especially that this card being from actually 2011, it may have said 5 or 6 years old. It's 7 years old now. That's nuts. The fact that it could even hang in there right now, and if you're going 720p, it'd probably be doing it would probably be doing better than I even showed here at 1680 by 1050, which is pretty comparable to 1080p. Would I recommend it though, if you guys were to spot it? I mean, unless you guys get the card for like $20 or $30, it really doesn't have a whole lot of value anymore. And maybe the 2GB version, I imagine for games like Rocket League or Overwatch or something like that, if that's all you're going to play some of these esports titles and ones that run lighter on top of that, then yeah, sure. If you just want something to get started off on, all that, then yeah, I think it might be okay, but aim for the 2GB version, especially if you can find the higher CUDA core count one. I believe this is 384, and there was one that has like 480 something CUDA cores that came out after it. That would probably be the better one to go for, especially the 2GB version. But honestly, you get more features if you were to go with a 600 series card, like a 660 or 660 Ti. That would be the best, I guess, I don't know, value. If you were to find something like this out of the older cards, the successor to this one, because Kepler is when GeForce Experience was implemented, and if you were to get one of those, you could stream through Shadowplay with it, capture through Shadowplay, all that. You can't do that with the Fermi cards, with the 400 series and the 500 series. So that is another ding on it compared to the series that came right after it, which are still pretty affordable and readily available online in the used market. Anyways, if you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, we always got more coming. And I guess just a little bit of news here, we just opened up a merch store. So that'll be linked in the description below. Check it out. Any purchases there, we get a little bit of a kickback on it, and it helps us out, helps us keep videos like this going, helps us focus on what else we can do, maybe grow as a tech channel. Any little bit helps. We really would appreciate it. And you get some cool Coalition Gaming swag out of it. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next video. And one more thing, don't forget, also in the links in the description below, sign up for our social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We're gonna be doing some social media giveaways on some swag for you all. Mice, gunner glasses, computer glasses, and stuff like that. So you don't wanna miss it. Again, social media links, that's found on our main page for the channel, but also will be linked below. Bye.